You had mentioned that Papa John is using the black community um, in a way to make. They're using them. You said. Can you expand on that?
Well, the to play into a successful white guy is a racist is an easy sell, especially if they're company and you don't defend that. And so, if they can paint the founder in a false narrative, a false light, then they can put him off to the side and steal the company, and that's what they did. Now, the black leaders that I talk to know that they're just being used to hurt me. They know that, and I think America knows that. But yet, Papa John still is playing that up.
Are you referring to the fact that they picked Shaq to be a board member?
Um, I think Shaq's words were, um, he's being, he's being used as kind of a tool to perpetuate this thing. I would hope he's smarter than that, Ethan. But out of the 30 board members that the owners of Papa John's, the chairman has, there's only one black board member. However, they're all basically, old and white. I think maybe there's one Latino, except Shaq. So the odds of having one black board member on the Papa John's board and use him as a spokesperson, and you've seen the footage where he continues to agitate the situation, I think that's not coincidental.
You're referring to this video clip you sent me. Do you mind if I
Mm-hmm.
play it? Papa?
Sure.
Okay, let me play this for our audience just to give them a reference.
Like Shaq, you better believe there's going to be haters.
I see all this Papa John hate mail.
He's getting some serious backlash online, especially from people of color. And to be honest, it's starting to get to him.
A lot of people have been messing with y'all because of my Papa Johns. They call me sellout. Anybody send you any hate mail with the Papa John stuff, you just send it to me.
What is Shaq Life? Does he have a reality show?
I did not realize. Does it?
I think it was a show on TNT, like Shaq Life, like a documentary.
Papa, can I ask you something? Have you noticed that Shaq is in every commercial? I mean, really, put on the TV. He's in every commercial. He's in Icy Hot. He's in The General. He's in like Tums. He's in.
I can't even recall. It's
every
a
commercial.
million.
So is it possible that he's just added this under his belt? I mean, he literally has like probably 200 endorsement deals,
Right.
and Papa John just slid right under his belt with Tums and Alka-Seltzer and The General, and maybe race didn't factor into it.
Yeah, I think Shaq's a good choice as a spokesperson. I disagree with the way they're using him because they don't use him much. He's not in as many ads.
That's true.
And I don't like the fact that they're using him to keep stirring up a false narrative on race.
Right.
I think that's doing a lot of damage to Shaq, and I think all it does is regurgitate and bring this all back up, which is not good for anybody. So the question before the House is, why do they keep bringing up a false narrative if they're not complicit in the setup? And that's the $1 million question.
So, Papa, what ultimately do you wish out of this? What do we want to happen when this is all said and done? Going into Discovery, you've got your own company trashing you. What is a happy end to this for you?
Well, I think you want the best for the franchisees. You want the best for the employees. And I think to keep resurfacing this is just not healthy for anybody. So you want Papa John's to go on about their business and be successful. And I'm going to definitely go on about my business and be successful. And what's wrong with both parties being successful? I mean, that's the win-win. So I hope that the coronavirus uptick keeps ticking and keeps going. That would be I still own hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock, so that would be the good thing. And I hope some of the other things I'm working with other pizzerias and Wild Health and charities, I hope that keeps going up, and that's a win. So I like win-win. So I want Papa John's to win. I want to win. But if they keep bringing this up, that's not good for me, and that's not good for Papa John's. That's what I call lose-lose. So that needs to stop. The goals, have them stop it, set the record straight. I do want to get to the bottom of how far up the chain does this go? Does this go to the NFL or Goodell? We know it goes to Washington, the head of the DNC. How far up does this go? You think, well, maybe it was just Richie and a few of the board members. Well, that doesn't make sense because as soon as they got what they wanted out of Richie, they fired him. And by the way, the stock went from 38 to 58. So
and he's disappeared for 3 months too, so they may have buried him as well. That Papa John board is vicious, man.
It is. He made a comment to the franchisees after the board of directors fired him. He said, "I have so much dirt on the board and Jeff Smith that I could make their life miserable." Now, what did he mean by that? Well, how much dirt does he have on Jeff Smith and the board of directors of Papa John? So they gave him $2.8 million to shut him up. He did shut up, but now he's really shut up. So I don't know what's going on. I think it's bizarre.
Interesting. It is bizarre. Well, I do want to ask you. I know.
All right. Well, let's move back to charities or something.
Oh, yeah, I was about to shift topics.
$100,000 back.
Papa, I know your time is limited, so I want to leave you with one last question that was popular, very popular in our first interview. I want to know, how is your dating life going, Papa? Now that you are single and ready to mingle, are you seeing anybody?
Well, with the confinement and COVID-19, there is no dating.
It's a tough time to be single, isn't it?
It's it's a good time, what I call level setting. It's a good time to get back to the basics. When you have something like this happen, that's kind of, sometimes life just is not fair. If life was fair, it'd be boring as hell. So let's get a miniature violin and have a pity party for Papa. I mean, okay, we need to get over it, move on. I mean, who really gives a shit, frankly? But it's helped me get closer to my mom. I've gone back to Jeffersonville, my high school, my roommates in college. It forces you to go back to the basics, to where you started when you were broke, and just rebuild from there. So I call it level setting, and we're level setting, and trying to do the best I can do with the kids and grandkids and fitness, and getting to be. One thing that's happened that's been great is you when you go through something like this, you get rid of people you shouldn't have been around, which has been great. And then you meet a whole nother group of people that are really inspirational, and
like me, obviously.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, there is a lot of good in you.
Yeah. There's a lot of, and there's
you have a great upside. It's that damn downside we got to get rid of.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We all know that all too well.
But Shaq told me to tell you hi.
Whoa.
Send me this doll.
Is that a voodoo doll, Papa? Are you stabbing needles in a...
He's a new spokesperson. And we've agreed, with my good name and my great pizza recipe and his personality, we're gonna have a lot of fun. So
where did that come from?
Love you, brother.
Oh my God. Are you sticking needles in that thing, Papa?
Now, as soon as we get through Corona, we need to, I don't know if you want to call it, what do you call it, a voodoo doll or a hex or a spell, but the spell of Papa, so every time something bad happens, we got to say, oh, the spell of Papa. Heck, we can have fun with that, but let's get through this virus
the Papa
before we have the hex on these guys.
Yeah, we already have a hex. We've already got one hex.